We are so incredibly back with the Switch Sports Golf Pro League. This is round 4 of this stage 2, and a good opportunity here to try to erase that 19 under from my best 3 rounds. We've got 2 23 unders, so a solid start to this new stage, but we're really trying to erase that 19. Let's see if we can push another round towards the mid-20s or something like that. Alright, what do we have here? 2 miles an hour on the first. An interesting wind condition. Let's see how we want to handle this. I'm going to go for a 0 adjustment drive. I feel like there's maybe, you know, an arguable strategy that you want to put this out towards the right a little bit more. Kind of like we see Hunter do. So Hunter is off to the right a bit there. I'm the furthest left out of everybody, so my shot's going to move just slightly left in the wind. I kind of want to aim it to about there, though. I think this looks pretty good. We'll give it, call it, that much power. And let's see. It's not the easiest looking shot, but hopefully it's just okay. Maybe that'll bounce a little left. Oh, it does. That's going to roll back to the right, and we'll sink it on the first. Jonas has sunk it as well. A great start to this round. We'll see a couple other chip-ins as well. Or excuse me, I'm so accustomed now to calling it a chip-in. That is very much just a hole out from the fairway. But the game gives you the chip-in notification, so that's just what I say. Artie has made it as well. Will we see any others? It looks like Duke is the only one left back in the fairway. His shot is going to be on its way. Looking pretty good. It's going to kick a little left, and that's going to roll up and sink very nicely. So a whole bunch of eagles on this hole 1 through some light wind. So a solid start to this one. A nice wind condition on the first hole. Can be so hit or miss, but we see a whole bunch of eagles there. 5 of them. We'll move on to hole 2. What sort of conditions are we going to be seeing here? Is this 0 wind with a front left pin? I do believe it is. Beautiful. All right. This one is one that I really want to make. It's not the easiest. You have to get the power right. But if you do, it's pretty straightforward. Let's see if we can just give it the right power. Should be about to there or so. Hopefully that works. I think that's a pretty good shot. Let's see if the result is there. It's going to take a bounce. Oh, and I leave it a little bit short. Oh, and I just bounce it too far to the right. Wow. Who just had an almost identical shot that clipped the flag and dropped down? Was that Unc Drew with the flag dropping? I think it was. Alex has made the hole-in-one as well. My teammate with a nice shot there on hole 2. What an opportunity there that I've blown. Oh, it would have been nice to be 4 under through 2, but it is not the case. Will we see any others? A whole bunch of people are going to clip the fringe. You know, there's a couple different ways to bounce this one up there. And you know, I did leave that one a little bit on the shorter side. I was on the tee position that was closest to the pin. I thought I had to take a little bit off of it, but Duke and Game Night are going to be perfect through 2. We'll move on to hole 3. What sort of wind are we going to be seeing here? It looks like it's a little bit tougher this time around. Oh, it's only 2 miles an hour, and it's a pin position that's actually pretty good. Okay. I like this one. Let's give this a good shot. Just have to aim it a touch to the right off this drive, and I'm intentionally going left here. There's an angle that I want to go for. That's why I'm leaving it out here. And hopefully we can just put this through the tree gap on the second one. More towards the right than usual. This looks like a pretty good line. You know, there's a very narrow gap in the trees, but I'm pretty accustomed to hitting it from here. And if we can just sneak it through there, which it looks like that will, that should bounce up either to the end of that fairway if it doesn't launch, which I don't want it to. Okay, that's perfect. That's a really good spot to be. I think I've hit that one pretty darn well. Let's see if we can send one up there and maybe sink it on this hole 3. You know, you just have to aim this a touch to the left. Hit it with just a little bit less than pin high power. And it should be good. Hopefully it is good. Let's see if I give it a good shot here. I think that's good. Let's see if it is. Oh, beauty. We sink it on hole 3. You know, I go for a different approach than most people, but it's pretty consistent. I've gotten that one down pretty well. Oh, there's a nice one from Alex as well. A nice chip in from about the same spot as me. Wow, we see 5 eagles there, like on the first hole. Duke and Game Night remain perfect. 3 eagles through 3. I'm 1 shot back with my teammate as well as Unc Drew. Let's keep this rolling. We saw some good conditions at the start. Just missed one on the second hole, but we'll put that behind us and see if we can hit a couple extra shots here to try to push this round nice and low. What are we looking at here for wind? 15 miles an hour, pushing to the right. We'll call the aim to about there, roughly. I think that's okay. We'll give it plenty of power. Call it a little bit more than 3.5 dots. And that should hopefully hold a pretty good line. That looks not great. It might move back a little bit left. No, it just kind of remains on the same line that it landed on. Oh, just a near miss there. Slightly misread the wind conditions on hole 4. We'll tap that up there and sink it. No issues on the birdie putt. Oh my goodness. Was that Duke smacking the pin off the green? Oh, what a tough break there. Oh man. So Duke catches some pure evil treatment from the pin and has to tap in a par. Everybody else birdies. Game night is going to be one shot ahead of the group at 7 under through 4. Let's see if we get a good hole 5 here. Is this headwind or tailwind? Always the question. It looks like it may be headwind. Oh, that's a bit of a tough break. Let's see if we can hit a couple good shots up there, though, and try to put this close. I mean, it's a decent pin. It's a pretty safe pin as well, so I don't think there'll be any issues necessarily on the third shot. But with this wind, it's just a little bit tougher. Let's see if we can get lucky and try to chip one up and in, though. There is something I think I want to go for here, which is, leaving this a bit more to the left and completely cutting the sideways aspect of the wind out of play. So I'm intentionally going to leave this sort of in the middle of the fairway. We'll sacrifice a little bit of distance. We'll be a bit further from the pin. But I think we're at a good angle here to try to take a lot of that side wind out of it. And we do it pretty well. Okay, it's just a touch to the left. So we'll account for that. We'll account for the slope of the green as well. Yeah, I think we'll just have to hit this with, call it about pin high power. It's going to move a little bit to the left in the air, but then probably back to the right once it's on the green. Let's see if we can send a good one up there. Got to make sure we get it to the cup. And now that should take... Oh, it kicks to the right. Oh, I thought that would kick left, if anything, off that shorter part of the green. Oh, and it just misses. We'll have to tap in a birdie. A little bit of scary side hill there, but we'll sink it for the birdie. Will we see any makes? There's one from Jonas. A very nice one that rattles in. My teammate, it looks like, has the last look at it. He's going to hit some spin. Oh, and lip it all the way around and sink it. What a pretty shot there from Alex. So it'll be 3 eagles there. Game night is going to be at 9 under through 5. A fantastic start. Alex jumps out ahead of me as well. So I'm on the same pace as last game, but the seed is just a little bit better, a couple more makeable shots, and we're seeing a good pace for my teammate as well. Hole 6 is looking a little bit tougher here. Let's see what we want to do about this one. I'm thinking we'll just go driver, call it a little bit more than 3 dots, maybe like 3.2 or 3 or so. Right about there should be good for the drive. That should push back to the left just a little bit, and we'll have a good second shot through the tree gap. You know, we have some tailwinds, so I just didn't want to cut it super close with the end of that fairway. You know, don't want to be anywhere near any rough. So we're a bit further back than everybody else, but it's kind of just fine. We'll call it the 5-iron, and we'll call it roughly that much power. 3.5 or so dots, I think should be good. We'll take a little bit off of that, actually. Maybe like 3.4. Just a touch less than 3.5 is hopefully good. All right, that's what I wanted. Now, it is a bit of a judgment shot. Hopefully it works. That looks pretty good. Oh, if that makes it back. Oh, it's going to just miss on the low side. A bit of a guess, and that would have been a real lucky one to sink. There's a birdie. All right, it's hole 6. Can't be mad about a miss. So it'll be birdies all around on a slightly windy hole 6. Pretty accessible pin, though, so the birdie wasn't too bad. Game night is going to be at 10 under through 6. Alex is one shot back of that. I'll be at 8 under. Let's see what hole 7 has in store this time. It looks like some lighter wind. Hole 7 has been so nice this week. We saw Hunter make it last time around. This is a slightly tougher looking wind condition, pushing just a little bit to the left. But we'll hit a good first shot up there. Right about to there should be decent. And maybe we can go for the spoon roll-up. This is kind of a nice pin to hit the spoon into, as long as we don't put that too far beneath the tree. I think we're okay. Ooh, that's a little bit scary. We do have to kind of go underneath the tree, but I think it's all right. Hopefully it's all right. We'll aim it out to about there. We'll hit it with the spoon. We'll give it, call it that much power. I think it's an okay look at it. Let's try it out. Come on, get underneath the tree. and get above that second tree. It does both those things. That's going to take a nice looking landing spot. That should move a little. Oh, it kicks to the left. Oh, where does that kick left? Usually that's a pretty straight kick. Oh, but with the wind moving right to left, it's coming in and hitting a slightly different spot. Oh, and once again, it doesn't want to find the cup despite looking pretty good. We'll have to tap in yet another birdie. All right, so we'll be at 9 under through 7, a pretty good pace. 2 eagles on the front 9 so far. Alex is 1 shot better. He'll now join game night at 10 under. Let's see if we can get a nice hole 8 and 9. So rarely does that happen, especially seemingly in this pro league. Hole 8, always a tough ace, and it looks like we're going to see a pretty difficult looking pin here. Oh, it's actually not too bad. That pin, not too bad. Let's hit the 3-iron, aimed out to roughly there, and hope that that's pretty good. I think I like the look of this one. We'll give it about 3.1 or so dots of power. Let's give this one a chance. That's a good looking shot. Let's see where it ends up. Maybe a little bit too far to the right, but you know, that's the safe angle. That should just kind of roll back nicely, and we'll be in the perfect leave spot here, just below that pin. I don't think there's any sideways break to this one. We can just hit it straight up that hill. And for a hole 8 that can be so difficult, this is about the best look you can have at a birdie. We'll tap it up and in. No issues on hole 8. You know, not the nicest wind condition, but we handle it pretty well. Oh, there's a lip out. Who hit that one? Was that Alex with the lip out? Oh my goodness, I think it was. Alex nearly aced that one. It looks like with perhaps the spoon roll up, which is an option on that pin. Oh, and it just misses though. So we'll see birdies from 6 of the 8 there, and Alex, my Treemeister teammate who is off to a stellar start in this one, is going to take the overall lead. Come on, be a nice hole 9. It looks like it is. Oh, it looks so nice. Oh, and the wind is going that way. That's such a pretty sight to see, and look at that. It's 31 miles an hour. Oh, this is gorgeous. Usually you don't want to see these stronger wind conditions, but when it's on hole 9 and when it's in this direction, which I feel like we have seen so infrequently in this pro league, it is such a nice sight. Let's hit a good one up there. This should push a good amount to the left. Hopefully just hold that fairway, end up nicely right of the tree. We've put that on the perfect line. Wow, I don't think I could have placed that any better. It should take a nice glide down there, and we'll be in a real good looking spot to try to put this one nice and close on the second. How do we want to handle this? This one is one that we maybe want to aim just a bit out to the left. Right about there should be decent. We'll club down to the spoon, and we'll call it roughly like 3.2, 3.3 dots of power. I like that aim point. Right about there looks pretty good. We'll hit it with, call it, that much power. And let's give this one a ride. What a fun shot this one is to hit. That's going to make it up there looking like it's on a pretty good line. It should kick a little, left if anything. Okay. But we'll just put that up to a nice spot to putt that from, pretty straight up that hill. Low and left is where you want to be on this green with this pin, and we've put it in a perfect spot. You know, you could have maybe gone for an albatross here, which I've never hit on hole 9, but it's a tough one. It's better to leave it safe. We should just be able to tap this up there and sink it for the eagle. Oh, what a nice hole 9. A tap-in eagle. So a front 9 with some good conditions for the most part will be a nice 13 under start for Alex, who still has that solo lead. I am 1 shot back with Duke. Let's see if the back 9 can be nice for us. Oh, if we can get a good back 9, we can put up a nice score in this one. The wind looks just okay here on hole 10. Ooh, it's perhaps a... We'll have to see where this actually ends up, but perhaps an opportunity here. Let's aim this drive way out to the right and just let it kick back to the left. Now that shouldn't end up in the rough. It should just kind of kick back left like so. Pretty perfect shot there. And now we'll end up pretty purely hitting upwind here. So no directionality to this wind other than just straight back in the face. Oh, but can we go for the spin shot? I really want to go for the spin shot, but I'm not quite sure that we can here, which is a bit unfortunate. Huh, okay, let's go for... Maybe the 9-iron is still the play. Perhaps we can sneak this by. You never know, it does tend to spin very lightly, or maybe we can even rattle it in. Let's see if we can get lucky here with the 9-iron. Maybe that'll rattle in, you never know. You never know. Come on, kick a little left, find it. Oh, it just lips. What a close call there. needed to be aimed just a touch more to the left, and that could have glided nicely into the cup. Another hole 10 that's just a little bit difficult. Couldn't go for that 9-iron strategy like I really like to do there. We'll have to tap in a birdie. And once again, hole 10, so often a nice opportunity for an eagle. Sees none. All birdies for everybody. Alex is at a great pace though, 14 under. Still one shot back, nobody moves on the leaderboard through hole 10. Let's see if we can get a couple opportunities on this back 9. What is this one going to be on 11? Looks like some lighter wind and a pin that I kind of like. Okay, 4 miles an hour is what we're dealing with here. We'll call the aim to there good. We'll give it just a little bit of extra power compared to what I usually do. Right about there should be good. This one's kind of tough actually. I'm not exactly sure what the proper power is in this game mode. It's just a bit different than the local mode. We're a little bit further back, but not a ton further back. Let's just go for what feels right. Right about there feels like a good shot. Now let's see if it is. That's going to take a landing that's just a little bit long. We'll see how that zips back. Oh, it's not quite going to zip back right. Oh, just a little bit too much power on that one. I knew I needed a little bit more than my typical, local mode that is the pin I see every time in my local mode runs. The one-player mode where the tees are slightly further up. Oh, we just have to tap in a birdie. Little bit of a misread there with the extra power I put on that one. We'll see a couple aces, though. Duke sinks it for the ace. We saw Hunter make the ace. Were those the only two? They may have been. Artie's going to just approach that one, and I think that's the last person to hit from the tee. So Duke, Hunter, and Jonas as well makes an ace there. 3 aces on that hole 11. Duke is going to join Alex at 15 under. Oh, I would have liked that one back. That's one that I feel like I really have to make. I've seen that pin and those kind of wins so often, and it's just a slight adjustment that you have to make from the single-player mode that I don't quite do correctly. What do we have here? 4 miles an hour. I have the back pin on this hole 12. Now, this pin is a little bit hard to get to. How do we want to go about this one? The 3-iron is maybe an option with some spin. I'm just a little bit scared of putting it too long, though. I'm not totally sure. Let's see. Do we want to try to go for the 3? Maybe we do. I'm not super confident, but I think it's an okay option. Let's try it. 3-iron, even if it's a little bit short, that's kind of okay. We'll fly it up there, full powered, with some spin. Now let's see if that carries far enough. Ooh, I'm not totally sure. It's going to kind of zip back just a little too under-adjusted there. It moves a little bit more to the right than I thought it would. That actually moved quite a bit. 5 whole squares. So that's 15 feet to the right with some 4 mile an hour diagonal wind. So a bit strong there for the wind on that one, but we'll tap in an eagle as I feel like we so often do on hole 12. It's probably the best opportunity at an albatross, but an albatross is quite a difficult score. Will we see any? That one looks really good. That's going to trickle back and definitely sink. Who was that? None other than Duke, who is catching fire on the back here, as he so often does. A couple makes in a row for Duke. That's an eagle and an albatross back to back. Duke, as he so often does, just piles that score on in stretches. 18 under for Duke, and it happens so quickly. Alex is going to be at a nice pace at 17 under. I'm at my seemingly standard, pretty good pace for this Pro League. I haven't been able to push past that within the Pro League. We still have plenty of time left to try to make it happen, though. Hole 13 is going to have some, tougher looking wind here. 22 miles an hour in the face. I'm thinking we'll aim this to call it there. I think that's pretty okay. We'll give it plenty of power. Probably about that much. A ton of power on this one to make sure we get it up there. Now let's see. This should really zip with the spin as well. So let's go nearly full power, just a little bit less than that on this 5-iron. That's going to take a good-looking just not quite the best-looking landing, though. Yeah, and it moves back to the left. But it was just slightly over-adjusted, and we'll have to tap in for another birdie. I've had a lot of close calls in this game. A bunch that weren't necessarily, right on the cup, but also a bunch that were. Ooh, are we going to see an ace there from... Who was that? Was that Jonas? Oh, there's one from Artie as well. Very nice aces on this maximum wind, kind of tougher pin, hole 13. And there it is, 2 aces for Jonas and Artie on that tough condition. And that'll push them to some nice paces. Jonas will join me at 17 under. Already moves up to 16 under. All right, what is hole 14 going to have in store? This looks difficult. This looks tough. Ooh, 22 miles an hour. And a pin that's guarded by the bunker, so we can't really safely go out to the right here. How do we want to handle this? This is a tough look at hole 14. Perhaps as tough as it gets in this game mode. What a mean look here. All right. Fairway's out there somewhere. Through all those trees. Can we give this a chance? Let's try it. Oh, this is such a scary shot. That's going to move way left. Oh, but I've put it just right in the middle of the trees. Oh, what a brutal condition on hole 14. Oh, and somebody's right behind a tree as well. What an absolutely mean look at this one. Oh, why does this need to happen on this one? Let's try to hit a little bit of a fade. You know, maybe short is kind of the best way to go. We'll give it like 2.5 dots of power and just a little bit of fade to just try to put that out in the fairway and give it a chance. Oh, and I launch. Oh, I really launch. Okay. I've given myself a very, very strange look at the save here, but let's see if we can pull it off. I mean, it's not impossible. We'll just have to aim it a little bit out to the left. Oh, just a really tough look at hole 14 here. What a bad time for that type of wind condition. I think that's probably as hard as it gets. There are not a ton of wind conditions and pin combos that are harder than that on hole 14. It looks like we'll see a couple nice eagles, though. A couple people handle it well, myself not included. But let's go for that spin shot and see if we can just zip it back. Oh, that's a little too much. Oh, I thought that might catch the flag and drop down. There's a nice chip in from Alex. Very, very nice. To save, I believe, the eagle there. I'm going to have absolutely deflating birdie putt here on hole 14. Oh, hole 14, you really want to eagle in this, and that's just a drop shot. So we'll see such a range of scores there. A couple birdies, 1 par, but a bunch of eagles as well. So well handled from Duke and Alex. 21 under to 20 under for both of them. Alex is on a great pace. Let's see what this final stretch has in store. I have a couple eagles on the scorecard. We're going to try to put up a couple more towards the end here and see if we can make this a good round when all is said and done. Not the best look at hole 15. Not my favorite pin and wind combo. But we'll send one up there. We just got to send one up there and hope for the best. Oh, but I've put it in the rough. What a disastrous first shot there. Oh, terrible. Terrible, terrible. Not what you want to be doing. All right, how do we want to handle this now? We'll have to go 7-iron. You know what? Let's go for the spin. 7-iron. Good amount of spin on this one. Just to glide it up there. I think that's a safe way to go about it. I don't know. Let's try it. Duke has made the eagle. Duke is on fire through some tough conditions here on this back nine. My goodness. Duke is playing the way he so often does. What a fantastic player. Let's see if I can try to match. Maybe with my own... Not even close. Oh, that does not move nearly far enough back to the left with the wind. 4 feet away. We'll just have to tap one in. So we'll tap in a birdie on 15. I can't remember the last time I eagled 15, but we got to keep playing it. We got to keep trying. Gave it a look. Not a very good one. But Duke is just churning out eagles on this back nine. 23 under par through 15. What a performance we're seeing there. Alex with a very good pace as well. 21 under with 3 holes to play. Can I push this into the 20s? We'll have a couple chances at it. This is a... Oh, just a mean wind condition. Oh, can we go for this? I just don't quite know. Perhaps we can. The upper tees, I think, can. Pretty safely. Can the bottom tees make it? I'm not totally confident. I just don't think it's necessarily worth it. You know, we can try to put this on the shortcut, but the risk-reward I just don't quite see there. So let's aim this out to the left. We'll give it, call it, let's see, that much power. And this, I'm just kind of accepting the birdie, and, you know, I want to make sure I put a good score up. Okay, we'll just bounce that to a stop, and that should leave me a pretty good gap through the trees, I think. Let's see. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I think we're okay. And, I mean, we can still give this a chance. There is still a chance with this 9-iron to maybe sink one the long way. Eagle the long way on a hole 16 would be pretty fun. Let's see if we can pull it off. It's an outside look at it, but let's see if we can do something special here. Up and over that tree. Not quite. That's just going to glide to a stop. Yeah. And we'll have a good look at a birdie. Really, really risky to go for that shortcut. So many times I put that OB and that just ends your round right then and there. You know, 40-ish minutes into the round in live time. It would not be fun to just completely lose it all in one shot. So we'll take our medicine, we'll take the birdie, and we'll move on. Hunter makes the eagle, though, so a nice 20 under pace for Hunter. He'll join me at 20 under. Duke at 24 under and Alex at 22 under. You know, we didn't quite see a great look at 16, and you really need that to put up a nice, like super nice scoring pace. Just a little bit deflating to see that whole 14 and 16 that we saw. Just a bit mean with those conditions towards the end here after a really good front nine. You know, it just never seems to fully come together as we see a tough look here at hole 17 as well. All right, let's just try to send this one up there. Full driver, no getting around that. Maybe we can reach the front of the green, but we'll see. We may end up just collecting short of it, and it looks like that's about where everybody is. Yeah, everybody just kind of bounces to a stop down here. What a mean back nine we've seen after such a nice front nine. It just never fully seems to come together in the Pro League like you need it to. Okay. Do we want to hit just a full, or just a, you know, aim straight at it type shot here? I think we may. The wind's going to push this slightly right. It kicks back slightly left. I don't know. Let's give it a look. Jonas has sunk it right next to me. Very nice shot there. Mine is going to roll up, and I'll sink it. Ooh, that feels so good to make it when you're off the green, and you had no chance of even getting to the green on hole 17. Duke with a nice chip as well, surprising nobody. Let's see if Alex can sink it. Oh, it just misses. Oh, Hunter makes it, though. A nice chip for Hunter. But, man, what a tough back nine this has been. My teammate Alex was on such a good scoring pace, and still is. But it's just these couple of shots that are so doable sometimes and so not doable other times, and we just got some bad luck on this often chaotic final stretch to this 18. We'll see a split between birdies and pars there. I'm on a good pace. 21 under is good. Let's see if we can put another 23 under if we get a nice hole 18. That'll be a pretty good start to my season. You know, it'll take some mid-20s rounds to improve upon it. And we see an interesting one here, 31 miles an hour. Okay, we'll actually have to take a little bit off this drive just to be safe. And we shouldn't have any sort of issue rolling this one up there with an iron. A nice short second shot with all this wind. I'll leave that in a pretty good spot. A bit short, it looks like, of everybody else, but we're safe of the rough. And you can make it all the way to that rough with this wind condition. Now let's see, we'll want to aim this just a bit to the right. Call it there. We'll use the 5-iron and we'll give it, call it that much power. Let's see if we can end this round in a fun way, or at least put it close. I think I like my aim point here. Let's give it just a little bit less than that third dot of power. Roll it up there. Oh, don't be short. Don't be short. Okay, whoo, it just clips the fairway like you need it to. If that hits the rough, that ends up short, and you're off the green, chipping or putting in a tough way for the eagle. But we're just up here on this third level. You know, the wind pushed that quite a bit. So we're going to have a slightly longer putt here. Scary one down this hill. But this eagle is for the 23 under. We'll send it down and sink it. And I now have 3 23 unders on my scorecard for this season. We dropped that bad minus 19. I mean, it's not a bad score, but it's not what I want to be putting up as a counted score. And it feels good to have that off the board now. 3 23 unders, a solid base for this season. You know, we saw 2 pretty good seeds. Like, you can't really complain about the conditions. You know, we saw a couple tough holes. Just gotta wait for one where we don't quite see all those tough conditions. And that'll be a beautiful 24 under for my teammate Alex. Duke puts up a very nice 26 under, a very solid score there. Hunter and I will be at 23 under par, Jonas at 22, Drew at 20, and a couple more down below that escaped my screen before I could read them off. But good games to everybody there. You know, a solid round, 23 under. Would have been nice to make that eagle on 14, but you just can't always see nice conditions throughout. It seems like there's always going to be at least 1 or 2 holes that are often easier that you just catch some tough conditions on. Great game to Duke, especially towards the front of that back nine where he caught absolute fire and made a couple nice eagles. 23s are on the board for me. A nice 24 for Alex is going to help the team as well. And we'll see you next week for the 3rd week of this Pro League.